Welcome to episode 4 of How Teachers Are Transforming Education Across Africa, one classroom at a time. I'm so excited to welcome Abosede Ogunnika from Nigeria. She's our first Nigerian guest, so I'm so excited to talk to her. She's going to talk a little bit about the educational environment in Nigeria, but her specialty is early childhood education. She's passionate and she has so much to share and so many strategies that she can offer for us to really take on and put into practice in our classrooms. So I'm so excited to have her join us. So without any further ado, let's welcome Abosede Ogunnika.
What's that?
Okay, so let's welcome Abosede Ogunnika. I hope I said that right. Can you please
Yes.
tell us a little bit about yourself? We've already noticed that you're from Nigeria, but just talk a little bit about what impact education has had on you in your life and why you became a teacher.
Thank you so much for having me on this podcast. I'm so excited to meet with you, having the same vision about education or caring for children. Thank you so much once again. My name is Ogunika Abosede, which you've already said earlier. I'm a graduate of University of Ibadan, where I hold a bachelor's degree in early childhood care and education. I also hold a national certificate in education, in early childhood care and education as well. And I still look forward to pursuing a master's degree in that same course as well. I have a progressive experience, 5 years experience in teaching, working with children within the classroom and also outside the classroom. So aside being passionate about teaching, I also love volunteering work, which meets the SDG goals of education, meeting inequalities within environments that are underserved, where children are and they cannot access education. So I'm passionate about early childhood education, not just as a course, but as a career I look forward into, and also as a calling as well. I
Wow,
think it's thank
that's
you.
amazing. So, but can you tell us what, in terms of your own education, like growing up in the education system in Nigeria, and some experiences that led you to this passion, to this calling of transforming education and especially early childhood education?
Okay, that's an amazing question, an insightful one. During my growing up, I was opportune to have parents who were passionate about education. So I would say I have access to good education. I was enrolled in schools that offered quality education. After my graduation from high school, which is secondary school year in Nigeria, I pursued my education in National Certificate in Education at Federal College of Education. So this was a crossroad for me because I wanted to study agricultural science. My dad is an horticulture. My mom is into agriculture as well, poultry. So I felt that it's a path for me to go into. So upon writing, sitting for examination, and then the result came out, felt that it's a course I should go for based on the fact that I love children naturally. So I felt that since I love children and this is an alternative choice, let me go for this. So that was how I ventured into this part of education.
Out of a natural gratitude for your own education and the opportunities that you've had, you were able to take opportunities that maybe were not available for others. And so, how does that impact how you are in the classroom with children?
I didn't get that. Can you recap the question?
So, out of your gratitude for the educational opportunities that you were afforded, how does that impact what you're doing in the classroom for children today?
Okay, thank you so much for the question. Aside from the passion for education or for early childhood in quotes, I went ahead to pursue that course, not just as a course, but earlier, as I said, as a calling. So I put in my whole effort to become not just another teacher or another person who missed a lost opportunity, but someone who will become an household name in every family. So I went into this program with that mindset of helping every child to have an holistical development, which covers every area, their physical, their social, emotional, and even their language development. So as I am popularly known as Dr. Genius, my main goal is to help every child bring out that genius in them, because for every child has a potential. And I believe going into this course, my years of experience working with other colleagues, taking up trainings, programs, practices, using different approaches has helped me to develop, grow on daily basis. So I believe that education, my classroom practice is improving on daily basis based on the implementation of the things I've learned so far in the past and currently in the present.
Yeah, wow. It sounds like you truly are a lifelong learner with an incredible passion for helping kids, and that's amazing. And that's exactly what we want to highlight here on how teachers are transforming education. And I love that you are using your gifts to help other teachers as well, just like you're sharing here on the podcast, these strategies and techniques, which I would love to get into in a little bit. But can you talk a little bit about the educational environment in Nigeria? Like what can kids look forward to in their general education? What is the educational environment for public school kids, for private school kids? Where is the most happening in terms of the best future for the children of Nigeria?
Okay. Education in Nigeria is uneven, it's not balanced because of the fact that we have organizations which are private and organizations which are public. So the output which is given differs, same as well with the input which is given. So as an early childhood educator, who have worked in underserved community, rural environments, I worked in a rural environment in Plateau State. And one of the challenges these children have is communication. It's communication, expressing themselves, and even the ability to read and write. So literacy was a big challenge for them. But when I relocated to a different state and different access to education, I could see the difference in what those children like and what these children over here are able to access. So I would say accessibility to quality education is one of the challenges in the education system in Nigeria. Most of the public schools still struggle with overcrowded classroom. And so because of this challenge, many teachers will not be able to give in their best, because how would you be able to meet the interest or the need of 50 children? I think that will be a difficult task. And at the end of the day, you see teachers breaking down, they are exhausted mentally, emotionally, and this is one of the challenge. So I believe that I still hope for a better education system in terms of accessibility and incorporating technology into our teaching method. I think there's a gradual improvement in that when it comes to the private institution, private schools. There is improvement in that.
Sorry, what is very important?
Skills, digital skills.
Digital skills, absolutely. Yeah, for the future of everybody across the world, right? So, in terms of the accessibility and the early burnout, you said that there are 50 students in a class. Are you talking about early childhood classes?
Classes within, yes, early childhood.
55-year-olds or 54-year-olds all together in one class with one teacher.
Yes, yes.
Wow.
And also in the primary section.
That's an incredible challenge for the teachers to have to face. So when you look at that and you look at the enormity of the challenges, how do you get your mindset to the place where you actually can help and that you can move forward, even though there's all these challenges? What can we do with our mindset to really push us forward, to help us relax, to help us to know that at least we're making some kind of difference in these children's lives?
Okay, I understand the fact that we cannot keep on talking about the problem forever, because to find the solution, to have that education we really want these children to have. So I would start by saying, first, as a educator or as a teacher, you need to know your why. You need to know your why. Your why is very important, because if you do not know your why, you'll be frustrated. You'll be frustrated, and you would want to easily move out of the classroom, like you would want to quit. I understand that there are lots of challenges facing the education system, but we all need to understand our why first. Why are you in that profession? Why have you chosen that profession? Yes, or as I said, citing my own story, I said it was an alternative for me. But in the long run, I found purpose in it. I find purpose in that course that I have chosen. And that is why I am still in this field today. So we need to understand our why. Why are you in that profession? So if your why is very strong, if your why is to be a voice in the education system, if your why is to be part of the foundation of that child, if your why is to provide that conducive, healthy, strong environment for every child that come across you, then I think that's why we keep you going, irrespective of the challenge. So aside from the why, the second point, which I feel that we should do to curb this problem, is collaboration. It's high time that teachers now start collaborating with other great minds, people who have used practices that has helped them to be able to handle their classroom challenges. So I advise teachers to join communities. There's avenues you can join communities on Facebook. There are teachers communities there. On some WhatsApp channels as well, there are teachers communities there. So joining that community helps you to know how others have overcome that challenges, that burnout, that overcrowded classroom, that how to manage your learners in classroom management. So all these practices we can learn through collaboration, joining communities. So I think it's high time we take steps to find a solution to this problem we have in the education system.
The first thing you said was really find your why. What an incredible point. It's like when you're living your purpose, then you have more energy and more success in it. So that's an incredible thing. And I really would encourage teachers to really reflect on your job as something that can really change your community, can change your nation. Even though education is underrated in a lot of parts of the world, you can value yourself and know that you are part of what is going to benefit your whole country, really. You could raise, if you focused on that one kid that might eventually become the minister of education or become even the president or do some great thing for your country. So that's amazing. And then point number two, you said to share, to join communities and collaborate with other people. And what I've noticed in a lot of the Facebook groups, that the creators like your group, like Dr. Genius, if you want to find Ogunnika there, she's Dr. Genius on Facebook, and she has a lot of great content. But what is really going to help you is to actually speak up, use your voice and say, this is the challenge that I'm having. Because in order for other people to help, they need to know what is the challenge. And I really would love to challenge the listeners to take advantage of these groups. Like we've had Yao Egan on, we've had Sir Don Francis. They also have these groups where they share incredible information. And it would really be helpful if people would be sharing their challenges so that who also has that challenge, because everybody has the same challenges. It also will help you to realize like, oh, I'm not in the same boat. And so then really when you come up with a solution to really help others also in those groups. So those are two incredible ways that you can, help yourself to realize what an incredible job you have and what an incredible job you are doing. Showing up every day is the best thing that you can possibly do.
Yes.
So, what are some strategies and practices in the class? Like we said, like if somebody came with a problem, what are some strategies and practices that helped you get results in your classroom? And what are the positive changes that you have seen from doing those practices? Maybe some takeaways that people could just even implement this week in their class.
Okay, okay. Thank you so much for that. I have numerous practices which I use, and one of it is incorporating the playway method,
Can you just
play-based.
let us know what is the age group that you're dealing with and whether or how to adapt it maybe to different ages as well as you're talking about it?
Okay, okay. I work with learners within the age of 4 to 5. 4 to
Excellent.
5. Yeah. So some of the practices which I use, I would say approaches. We have numerous approaches, but I'm going to list some of the approaches which I use and also some practices as well. One of it is a play-based approach. So I use based approach in my classroom because I understand that play is the language of every child, and that is how you can make them to learn that concept or whatever it is that you are prepared to teach them or to pass to them that day or anytime. So using playway approach helps me to keep my class lively and keep my learners participative in the class activities.
What
I
does
also
that
use
look like? What does play-based learning look like? Like if you have a
okay.
learning objective, like tell me one of your learning objectives and then tell me how you use play-based learning to promote that.
Okay, for imagine we are going to be taking the subject, maybe weather. Weather. If the theme is weather, so the concept, the objective will be by the end of the lesson, the learner should be able to identify various types of weather. So to achieve this, to make this fun, we know that our children love seeing and they love doing. So the concept is to put play, to add play into whatever we are going to be teaching. So I use role play in that aspect, whereby they come with their costume. They don't have to bring something very expensive. It could be their glasses, their sunglasses, their umbrella, and then their cardigan. So they bring it to school, and in such, we will play different type of weather. So someone would have to act as though there is rain. There's dump of rain with bottles and water, and then they all put up their umbrella to pretend that it's raining. So this makes the class fun and it makes the learning concrete. It makes the learning to stick longer. So that's a play-based approach.
Excellent. Thank you. And then you were
Yeah.
going to talk about another approach?
Yes, yes. I also use outdoor approach as well. There are some things that are not meant to be within the classroom. If they are within the classroom, what's it called? The objective might not be achieved. So, for instance, now you're going to be teaching traffic lights. You need to be creative in your, what's it called? Your lesson. You need to be creative in your lesson. So, if you are going to be teaching something like traffic light or road safety, you can just do that activity outside the classroom. If you are going to be going maybe a distance, maybe outside the road, outside the community where there are traffic lights or roads, then you would need to take approval from the school management, provide security measures. So that's a outdoor approach. Aside from that as well, I also make sure that one of the practices I use is hand-on activities. I make sure that my learners use their hands in learning. It helps them. It helps in not just the fine motor skill, but also, as I said, children learn by doing. And when they do, it sticks. It sticks them. If you ask them to do it, they can easily remember that, oh, I did this then. Oh, I can actually replicate it. So hands-on activities, I make sure that I design my own hands-on activities or something I can get around to incorporate into every lesson that I'm to teach.
Excellent. So just going back to the outdoor activity, I just remember when I was in Ghana, there was an empty lot next to our school where we were able to take the kids, and there was all kinds of weeds and plants, and the butterflies loved to be there. So we could go and look at the butterflies and try to find all the different kinds of bugs and just make it a real interesting nature experience. And so it's really important to look at your environment and see what is available. Like if you're a very inner city school, sometimes it might be a little bit difficult, but like you said,
Yeah.
traffic lights, vehicles, transportation, all those kinds of things can be observed and learned in a very practical way on the outside. Even the weather, when you're talking about the weather, the first thing, oh, what's the weather today? How do we know? What's the temperature? How do we feel it? It's all
Yeah.
very important. And then also in rural schools, sometimes the rural schools think like, oh, but the city schools, they have so much more. But actually, in the rural schools, the environment is so key because it's their community. They can go outside
Yes.
and they can see all the different things that are happening without the dangers that are in the city. So in some
Yeah.
respects, the rural cities, the
Yeah.
rural communities have more benefit in that way to really use their environment as
Yes.
a key aspect of their education. So that's fantastic. And then you
Yeah.
were talking about hands-on activities in terms of kids needing hands-on activities. But the fact of the matter is we all do, right? So in light of all of that, what are some of the positive changes that you've seen compared to more traditional ways of teaching and moving more into these 21st century learning practices? And what is the effect actually? Like, where do you see that positive change?
Okay. Using such approaches has lots of benefits. One of the benefits I observe in my learners is that it increases their inquisitiveness. They become more curious, and you would hear different questions from them that you actually would not be expecting. So because of that to that approach, because they feel seen, they feel free, they are not rigid, and the teacher is not the one just pouring out information. They are like they feel they are part of it. And so it opens them to more learning and also being inquisitive. So they are open to asking questions freely. And then imagine going on the outdoor activities to just do some weather check. What's happening now? Oh, it's sunny. And then you ask them, okay, can you look at the sun? And then they say, oh, no, I can't look at the sun. So it's too bright. And so it's evident to ask more questions like that. And that's the joy of every teacher. For learners to be able to ask a follow-up question, it shows that learning is actually taking place. Another benefit which I have observed is participation. Their participation increased more. They are not having that fear of not participating. Even a child who is not willing to participate, when he sees those materials on the mat or on the table, is eager to learn, is eager to learn through them, and then you see. So even with such learners in my class, those that are quiet, shy, when we bring out the hands-on activities or materials, you see them excited and then taking the one that interests them to play with. So it has increased active participation in my class.
Amazing. Amazing. And that's just what we want. We want our kids to be engaged in the learning. We want them participating, being curious, and to start at such a young age is really going to build the foundation for their future years. And so this has been incredible. And I just love what you are doing in the classroom and how you're sharing everything on Facebook and on your channels.
Thank you.
So again, if you are interested in learning more about how to develop 21st century learning methodology in your classroom, please give Dr. Genius a follow on Facebook. You can actually put it in the comments, put a link to your page so that we can generate more conversation around these topics. So, do you have anything else you would like to share or to encourage the teachers with, or any last words?
Okay, thank you so much for this privilege, the opportunity to speak to many, because I know that many will watch this video and it will reach various platforms which I have not even been to. My advice to every teacher out there is that the common factor in education, the common challenge or the common factor that is facing our education system is, what should I say, is finance. Let me put it that way. Or sometimes when I watch videos of other countries, maybe like USA, and when they talk about the fact that lack of funding or teachers are opting out of the classroom, and then you wonder that why is this cankerworm hitting the whole country? So it is not just a cankerworm that is hitting just Africa. It's a cankerworm that is eating the system at large. So we need to understand that if you are coming into the system, coming as a teacher or an early childhood educator, and you are coming that everything will be rosy, that's a lie. That's a lie. But you have to come with the mindset to grow. You have to come with the mindset that the skills that you have, the expertise you have in that field of yours, it is beyond the classroom. It is beyond the classroom. So do not just stick yourself, do not just be have that fixed mindset of just the classroom alone. That skill you have, you can use it to impact outside the classroom. So this also will start with your digital presence. So if you're an educator and you do not have a digital presence, you don't have a digital footprint, no one knows you on the media, you are not sharing your work, you are not sharing your skills, you are not sharing your expertise, then you will not achieve that growth or that level or that career progression that you so much desire. So you will just be another teacher in one school. And you don't want to end up living a frustrated life because talent is not enough in this period we have. So get skilled, show up, show your skills to the world, let them know what you are doing, and collaborate with other great minds in the education system as well. Thank you.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you so much. That was great advice. So we will take that to heart. And because in this day and age, like you're saying, we're a global community. It used to be we had to walk to each other's houses to talk with people, but now we can just jump on our phone or jump on our laptop and really communicate with each other. And to build these strong educational communities will really have the impact that we desire to transform, like you said, not just across Africa, but across the world. But let's let it start from Africa. Thank you so much. Thanks for joining.
You're
Found value
welcome.
in this podcast. Please share it with all your friends in your groups online, and we'll see you in the next podcast. Bye.
Yeah.